Should I be worried about losing my U.S. citizenship or my permanent residence being revoked because of how the officer behaved at the interview and because the officer was seemingly unhappy with my answers or was grumpy at my interview? The answer is no. And I get this question all the time from many people. How the officer behaves at the interview has really no merit on the final determination and the final adjudication and decision on your case. What matters is what is actually in your file and what decision the officer makes in the end. So the example I give everyone is there are a few officers I've interacted with many times who are never particularly bubbly. They're very, to business, very stern with the applicants, but they do that because that's just their way of handling the interview. And in the end, they're very quick to render decisions. And in my experience, right, I've made good decisions and really considered all the facts and the law at hand, right? That doesn't mean like the officer's behavior has no impact on that. It's just how they conduct the interview. So if you're worried about, especially with all this news about denaturalizations and people losing their green cards, that even though you disclosed everything and the officer approved your case, but now you're nervous because during your interview, the officer made a comment or was not particularly pleasant or was a bit stern, and you're worried about this, that now somehow your case is going to be reopened and somehow you're going to lose your green card or citizenship or anything like that, my answer would be to generally not worry, because it doesn't really matter. The mood of the officer on the day of the interview is not what's relevant. What's relevant is what was in the application, what did you disclose, and based on that information, what decision did the officer render. And cases don't get reopened based on notes about certain feelings the officer may have had during the interview. At least that is my experience. If you have any questions or comments on this, post them in the comments section below, and I'll do my best to record more videos like this. Thank you.